Okay, my name is Robert Brewer. I teach at Florin High School in Sacramento, California. I've been teaching for 20 years. This is my 20th year. Right now I teach physics, AP Physics 1, AP Physics 2, and regular physics. But I've also taught AVID in almost every math class you could ask for. It's complicated. My mom always wanted to be a teacher. And so the love of education, I think, was always inside of me. Like, I always saw the value of it. But when I went to the university, I never really thought of myself as a teacher. I wanted to be an applied physicist. I wanted to work on climate change or something else. And then when I got to the University of Arizona as a grad student, I was able to TA for some classes. And the only thing I liked about grad school was teaching. It was amazing. I just loved teaching. And I thought it sort of felt like it just was called to do that. And once I tried it, I couldn't give it up. I was hired as an emergency credentialed teacher. So I was hired without any credentialing experience, and I started teaching sort of, with nothing underneath me. But it was just amazing. It was hard and trying, but amazing. I think for me personally, there are very few things that allow you to combine sort of a social mission with your intellectual passions. And I think for me, I love science. I love the process of discovery. I love mathematics. There are things that I like to think about and like to do. And teaching science and watching kids turn on to science is just fun. Having them uncover the world around them and seeing what sort of amazing things they can come up with is just the best thing I can possibly imagine. But the other side of that too is I feel like our world is increasingly less fair for the people who have less. And what's the only way that many of these students are going to have to sort of truly advocate for themselves, their families, and their communities? Someone needs to work with them. Someone needs to teach them to be community advocates, to be social advocates, to work on improving themselves and their communities. And I feel like for me, it's sort of a dual role. I feel called to work with these students to empower them to be the best versions of themselves. And also, I just really love teaching science. And being a teacher is the only thing I can think of, the only career I can think of that really gives me access to both of those things at the same time. Well, my school is, I think my school is the best school ever. Let's start with that. I feel like I have the greatest students ever, but my students have they don't have a lot of the same opportunities based on where they live. My school is 95% free and reduced lunch. Many of my students are functionally homeless. There are 2 or 3 families in a home. They don't have the same kinds of resources. I think we have like 27, it's usually between 23 and 27 different home languages. If you want to know who our new students are, where is their conflict in the world? And those are the new students that are populating our school and needing all of the resources and the help and the support. And things, some people think things are fair, but I think those people are not talking to my students. I think if you're talking and really listening to what students are saying, they're experiencing, lack of opportunity. They're experiencing, in some cases, racism, sexism, fear. I have young women who wear the hijab and feel empowered by that. But maybe they walk down the street and people don't react to them in a way that would empower them. And so how do you teach students to be themselves, the best version of themselves, not give up who they are, right? So I think the phrase I love is fit in, don't give in. Like, how can you fit into this wonderful society that we're trying to build without giving up who you are and truly being an empowered young person? And I feel like that part of my job is just as important as the physics teaching. And my students definitely, I think many of them would get there on their own. But I think it's my job as a teacher to support them in developing their own critical consciousness, their own, sense of civic and social responsibility. And anything I can do to promote that, I'm in. Ironically, I actually discourage my students more than encourage them. If they're already in my class, I assume they already want to be great teachers. They already have that inside of them. But I think some of them don't really want to do the work. They don't have the social mission. They don't have the commitment to the students. they see summer vacation and lots of holidays and a short work day, and they think teaching is the career for me. And I think that those are the teachers we don't want. So to some degree, I want to discourage the teachers that are going to dishonor the profession. And for the teachers that have the right attitude and the right commitment and the true concern for students, I want to encourage those teachers, because I just share my own story with them. I can't imagine anything as fun as what I do. I walk down through my campus all the time, and teachers will say, "How's it going?" And I say, "I'm living the dream," and they think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm really living the dream. I have great students, great classes. I get to go to a job every day that I love. The students reward me much more than I reward them. I mean, I can't imagine doing anything else. So this really is what I'm about. So I think the students that work with me on a daily basis at Sac State, they hear from me my passion, my love, my concern. I just worry that some of them are in it for the wrong reasons. And so how do you get the right people in front of the kids? How do you foster that commitment, that dedication, that determination, that social mission even, to make the lives of every single person equal and better?